Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. I got a bunch of entertainment news for you today. But before I get into that, I have to let you know I still got those shirts down below. It's some new shirts, Let Them Fight Godzilla vs. Kong designs, and also a Zactivation shirt as well. Please check out my Teespring down below. All right, let's get into the topics. The first topic of the day is Paramount Plus launches in March. Yeah. Now, not only we got HBO Max, we got Disney Plus. Now Paramount Plus is coming out. They have their own streaming service now with a lot of Paramount Pictures quality content on there. This is their official tweet. This is Love Taps, Death Traps, and Whip Snaps. Paramount Plus brings you all the drama you can handle arriving March 1st. There's going to be some exclusives on here too. So originals from Paramount, just like how they're handling, Disney Plus with all their Mandalorian and things like that. And of course, Zack Snyder's Justice League over on HBO Max. Well, they've also announced a few other things as well. Variety reported that the Paranormal Activity sequel is heading to Paramount Plus, will be a new and unexpected chapter in the long-running horror series. Underwater director Will Eubank is helming the film with a script by Happy Death Day filmmaker Christopher Landon. I don't know how much you can make it new or even unexpected in terms of Paranormal Activity. There's a whole bunch of them. I've watched them all. I've actually enjoyed them all, to be quite honest. I'm the kind of person who doesn't get tired of that POV scary ghost videos and camera shots and stuff. I still watch like Nuke's top 5 scary ghost videos on the internet on YouTube every time he comes out. I subscribe to his channel, so this is kind of catering to my type of crowd. So I'm actually looking forward to the next Paranormal Activity. But I'm not going to be surprised if there's nothing really new or unexpected. But hey, surprise me. I loved Underwater. I loved Happy Death Day. So this may be a cool one as well. But still talking about Paramount Plus, another thing that's coming out on Paramount Plus is the Halo series now moves from Showtime to Paramount Plus. And I've been kind of looking forward to this. I mean, it's been so long. I haven't played Halo in a long time, okay? But when I did, I was looking forward to some type of Halo content. And I've watched those 2 original movies as well. But I say some fan movies made it much better. Even some machinima, like Red versus Blue, like the beginning days of Red versus Blue, are really good. So I'm looking forward to Master Chief actually having his own series. If it's still with Master Chief, I would expect it probably will, and see him take on the Covenant. I would love to see that. Yeah, let's find a way to get that. Hopefully this will be their own sci-fi series, kind of like Star Trek, other than Star Trek, because that's all Paramount has is Star Trek. So they might as well get another sci-fi action, sci-fi adventure on there. They're like everybody wants the next Mandalorian, so this could be it for Paramount Plus. Not only do we have these original shows going to Paramount Plus, but also the theatrical ones as well. It may not be the same day as HBO Max, but it's pretty close. So this is according to Viacom CEO Bob Bakish. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Some of the biggest, most anticipated new Paramount films will go exclusively to Paramount Plus 30 to 45 days after the theatrical release, following Warner Brothers and Universal in a shortened theatrical exclusivity window. Now, Warner Brothers, of course, is same day's theaters, same day as HBO Max. Universal is the same as Paramount, 30 to 45 days, which is, honestly, still not a lot for a movie theaters, but I guess it's, you can say it's better than nothing. And they're not really, they're still having a little faith in theaters, but not too much faith, because their future is absolutely digital streaming. They're calling this plan to be only this year. I'm going to be honest. Once you start doing this, you won't be able to stop. And I think it will definitely go into next year. I think so. I'm not sure. But it does feel like everybody's, they're trying to put a lot of emphasis into their streaming service, and more emphasis in that rather than the theaters. I think putting in the theaters just to make them happy and, get some, exhibition deals out of that and things like that. But after that, it's really going to be performing on the streaming service. So that's unfortunate for, the old brick and mortar idea, just like online stores did to, regular brick and mortar shops as well. We still got brick and mortar shops though. So that's still, still something, I guess. All right. So now out of the Paramount Pictures thing, we now go into some Marvel. Apparently, Spider-Man 3 has an official title. It is Spider-Man No Way Home. And I'm going to play this little clip here where they leave John Watts, the director's office. Yeah. Trolling us, seriously. You spoiled a lost thing. You spoiled a lot of things. Spider-Man No Way Home, and there you go. That's the official title for this. And you can see a lot of cool little nuggets in here. Home Sweet Home, Close to Home, Can't Find Home, webcamming, Far From Home, Welcome Home, of course. All these other ideas, they're, I don't know if they're actual ideas or not, but it makes sense because you got to add home into it. They probably really tried to think of different ways to find that that happy medium of where it could be. It doesn't sound goofy. It doesn't sound dumb. At the same time, it has home in it. There's home worlds that really does show you a little bit of. You got Tony Stark's thing here and everything else, but a little bit of this is going to be a multiverse thing. I definitely believe so, and that would probably be the next thing. But they also announced that it's only in movie theaters. Only in movie theaters this Christmas. Only movie theaters this Christmas. So they're confident that by this Christmas, they won't need any streaming service or anything like that to help it out. They're confident that by this Christmas, they were going to launch this movie out into the movie theaters. So let's see if that's true. Let's see if that actually happens. They're really banking on that right now, and just to make the most profited. So we'll see. All right. Well, speaking of Marvel, there's another Marvel news. Aaron Couch actually said this. He's from the Hollywood Reporter. He said that Kevin Feige put this out. Feige says, other than Deadpool 3, there are still no plans to explore R ratings for the MCU. Naturally, if there's a story where that would make sense, sure, they would discuss it, but don't hold your breath for an R-rated Marvel project outside Deadpool. And, Deadpool 3 is the only, at least this is still confirming that Deadpool 3 is going to be R-rated, hopefully R-rated to the point that, Ryan Reynolds can do what he wants because he's really good at it. If it's not broken, you don't have to fix it, right? Don't fix it. It's just let him do how he manages Deadpool in that R-rated manner, and you'll get a hit. Just trust in Ryan Reynolds, right? In that R-rated Ryan Reynolds, right? So, but this also drives the other conversation too about other projects that will come down the pipeline that would probably be better as R-rated, like Blade. So there, Mahershala Ali is Blade, and they're gonna make it PG-13, which is different from the R-rated ones with Wesley Snipes, right? And I think it would work out if this was R-rated. So maybe Kevin Feige didn't really think about this yet or not. But it seems like he's doing that. Well, it's going to be PG-13 and you're going to like it. So I don't know what to think about this. I think it would be better as an R-rated movie, because it's vampires, you're right? Vampires, you got to kill the vampires. Vampires got to kill people. There's going to be a lot of blood and gore. I think it's better as an R-rated, Kevin. I don't know. I think you should change your mind on that. And I think maybe as we get closer to whenever they're going to start filming this, that they're going to realize that I think it works better as an R-rated feature. And I think so that, because a lot of fans were kind of upset that this is going to be PG-13. Marvel fans, too, they're like, no, Blade's got to be R-rated. I'm sorry. It's got to be one of those. If they make a Punisher movie, that's got to be R-rated as well. it is what it is. That's the kind of character that these heroes, the kind of heroes that the world that they occupy is a more realistic R-rated type environment, and it just has to be done. So hopefully they change that to an R-rated feature for that. All right, well, now we're out of Marvel and we're getting into a cool video game adaptation. This is cool. Henry Cavill apparently teases a Mass Effect project. Yeah. So I discovered this from discussing film, seemingly working on an upcoming Mass Effect project. This is actually coming from GamePressure.com. Henry Cavill put on his Instagram a blurred picture of something secret. He said secret, as he's getting ready to shoot, for The Witcher. And so it was blurred, but people were able to use some type of program to kind of clear this script up, the words on this, to take a closer look. And all thanks to a right program called Focus Magic, they got rid of the annoying blur from the photo, enabling us to decipher the text. The result is surprising to say the least, as we can make out words like Cerebrus, Reaper, Geth, or Talizora. And if you guys recognize those names, you guys would know that Cavill is holding his hand a text connected with the Mass Effect series. Yes. Whoa. I love this. I love Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. I kind of played Andromeda, but it got kind of boring. I think I need my I need my Commander Shepard, and the story wasn't that great. But the first 3 Mass Effect games, my favorite games, some of my favorite games of all time. Mass Effect 2 better than 3, but it's awesome. I want to see this movie. It's played like a cinematic movie as well. In fact, like Mass Effect 3, yeah, but I think mostly the ending, the final act of Mass Effect 2 is phenomenal. Phenomenal. It's like the ending of an epic movie, and sacrifices are made. Although, when I played it, everybody lived. I think everybody lived. I'm pretty sure. But it's still awesome to do that. Now, obviously, if he's working on Mass Effect, I think he's going to be Commander Shepard. Just like Boss Logic put out this cool little manip of Henry Cavill as Commander Shepard, and that's something I would totally love to see. I think he would work well as Commander Shepard, though, for people who've played female Shepard will kind of like not be so happy about that. Totally understand, but maybe they can throw both in. Maybe they'll have like a brother sister thing where there's 2 Commander Shepards, one's a male, one's a female, just to please everybody. Or how about get this? There's 2 movie versions of this. One with Henry Cavill you can watch, and then another version with a female Shepard you can watch. That'll be kind of like too far out there, I think, but that'll be kind of cool as well if you guys don't like that. I played a male Commander Shepard, but I made him look like, tried to make him look like me and failed horribly. But I like that. Henry Cavill as Commander Shepard, that's awesome. Man, this guy is like Superman. He's Sherlock Holmes. He was about to be James Bond, but he was almost like James Bond, Man from Uncle. So that's kind of cool. And then now he's going to be Commander Shepard and The Witcher as well. Damn, that's awesome. That's crazy. I'm so happy for him, and I can't wait to see that. I think it will work very well for this franchise. In fact, since he likes Warcraft so much, why don't you put him in a new Warcraft movie? That would be pretty awesome too. I think that will work as well. Maybe. I don't know. But it was great to see Henry Cavill getting some work. Hoping to see more Superman, though. Are we going to get more Superman after Zack Snyder's Justice League? I hope so. At least in Justice League 2 and 3, perhaps. But Henry Cavill, Mass Effect. I'm excited. I'm excited for this. Love that game. I can't wait to see a movie made out of that. All right, well, let's talk about Superman. If you checked out earlier today, I did my Superman and Lois review. So please go ahead and check that out. My thoughts I gave for that Superman and Lois premiere. I gave it a positive review, a really positive review. In fact, I was quite surprised by the awesomeness. It was like in terms of not just Superman, but the story it told about an older Superman, essentially an older Superman, though he's, facial never age, but he's at a time in his life where he's settling down. He's trying to start a family and things like that. And that's the story. That's the amazing part of Superman and Lois, not the actual being Superman, but actually a story of a hero trying to balance being a hero and taking care of his family and real life things like loss and mortgage and everything, all this stuff. I think that part really grabbed me in that respect. So, but go ahead and check out the review and go ahead and check out the show as well. It's on CW Seed on streaming. But there has been some controversy, Superman, Lois, and it's even connected to Justice League in some fashion. This was a tweet that I saw immediately because it was going out because Jeff Johns' face was in that behind the scenes for Superman and Lois, and that got a lot of people fired up, right? So apparently this is Nadria Tucker. She was a writer who was fired from Superman and Lois for wanting real representation, standing up for everything Superman would actually believe in. And it says, I wanted everyone to know her face, name, because too often these things get forgotten quick. So that's Nadria Tucker. So there were some tweets here. Some personal news. Wednesday, I got word that my contract on Superman and Lois won't be extended. My services no longer needed. My outline and draft subpar. Obviously, I disagree with that last bit. This after months of me flagging Me Too jokes and dialogue, of me defending the Bechdel test, of me fighting to ensure the only black faces on screen aren't villains, of me pitching stories for female characters. There's one in the title of the series that went ignored. If I sound bitter, it's because this one stinks. I've been assured by colleagues that I was great in the room, so I know I'm not nuts. I debated whether to post this, but my own mental well-being demands that I do. The only way shit changes is to expose it. So she's a writer that was fired from Superman and Lois. And now that when I read this and thinking back about it, she's right. I mean, the black faces on screen aren't villains. They were, right? So obviously she's not happy about that. So like Luther is black. That one dude who punched out Jordan was black. But you know what? I mean, that to me, that was actually okay because, the dude kissed your girlfriend, and the first reaction anybody, black or white or Asian, would be to punch the other guy out. I think that was valid. But in this case, she wanted to see more representation. She is a writer for Krypton, and what they did in Krypton was amazing. They made General Zod black. They made the main female character black, right? And so on and so forth. The Warriors are black, and it's and I think that type of way she did that and trying to capture that within this made her obviously upset. So this has caused a lot of controversy, though, because it not only extended to Superman and Lois, there was a little bit more coming out of this because of the whole Jeff Johns thing. Because seeing Jeff Johns as behind the scenes, someone asked her, what did Jeff Johns had to say about this, right? And Nadria Tucker says, I haven't spoken to Jeff since the day on Krypton when he tried to tell me what is and is not a black thing. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. So Jeff Johns tried to tell a black person what is not a black thing. I mean, like, just woke or not, that's just something you don't say. Like, you don't do that. I don't know the context of the situation stuff, but that's something you don't say to, I mean, that's the reality of it. But there's more. Because of this tweet, Ray Fisher also came out And he says, I feel every bit of your pain, Nadria Tucker. Among many other things, I had to spend an inordinate amount of time explaining to Jeff why he was not the authority on how the existence of Cyborg's genitals would be perceived by the black community. He strongly disagreed. What? What? Say it again. They had a conversation about Cyborg's genitals? Oh. Now, I don't quite understand that. That part, I'm not sure what that means. Like, why would we concern ourselves with the fictional existence of a fictional character's thing, right? So I don't, that part was like, I was blown away. I was like, what? Why would he care about that? Why? Why would Jeff Johns say something like that, right? Why would he do that? And so, but thank you to Richard Newby, who is a writer for the Hollywood Reporter. He kind of explained it very well, and I liked his explanation here, so I'm going to read it to you. Black writers and educators have discussed that castration of Cyborg for decades. It's an interesting ongoing dialogue, but Johns is definitely not the authority on the subject, and it is such an inappropriate line for him to even dare to cross. White people taking any sort of authoritative stance on the perception of black bodies is chilling for a number of reasons. And even with not knowing what was said, it struck me as an inability to see people within the realm of fictional characters. I think this is potentially a larger discussion, but I think there's a bad habit amongst too many white men of thinking their knowledge of a comic book property is directly transferable to their understanding of the real world experiences of people of color and women. So that is quite a interesting take on this whole situation. And of course, you know, Jeff Johns doesn't comment on it. He's hiding. But it does strike me as something that should be looked at a little bit closer. I mean, is there something more here that we're missing? Why isn't this being discussed? Why aren't these other bloggers reporting on this? Jeff Johns' name even trended. And honestly, it just puts a bad mojo around a pretty good show, right? And I think at this point in time, because there's so much bad mojo, bad negativity around this in regards to Jeff Johns, like people were canceling the show today, that we're not going to support it, they're not going to watch it. At this point in time, I think the studio, regardless of what they believe or not, should get in there and instead of, you know, phasing him out slowly, just get him out of there entirely. Take his name out. Well, they can't take his name; he's credited, but they got to put out a statement in some sort of fashion. You know, if this continues to fester, if other people bring up some more stuff, this is going to be looking bad on the actual show, on the production. And you don't, for a good show, you don't want that to cloud that area. So they're going to have to do something. I think Warner Media or somebody is going to have to step in and just suck it up and say, you know what, you guys are right. Jeff Johns is out. I mean, he's getting out. We're slowly phasing him out, but he has his hands and toes in so many different freaking projects that it's kind of hard to just like that. But you know what? You just got to eat it. You just got to eat it. Take the L and move on, right? Just take the L and move on. Get them out. Take the L, move on, make sure that people, because you want them to not have that negative, bad mojo over your shows, because that would just mean bad for business. One last thing, Army of the Dead. Dave Bautista put out this shot of him and Zack Snyder amongst all these dead bodies. I made a joke that Zack probably says, Dave, have you seen my phone? He's like, oh shit. But yeah, there's all those dead bodies there. But he did announce that tomorrow the teaser or trailer is going to come out at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's really in a mere few hours from now. And I don't know if I'm going to be awake for that, so I may have to do a reaction in the morning, unfortunately. But Army of the Dead, Survivors Take All, in a few hours, you'll get to see the first teaser trailer for Army of the Dead. Yes. All right. Now let's get into the Ping Pong Flix members' comments and questions. All right, here we go. The first one is from the Would Be Cool thumbnail, or the one with a canary. So let's get with that. It's pronounced Jaime. Thank you, Shane Asman. Yes, I've had a lot of messages that I said his name wrong, and I agree. His name is actually Jaime Reyes and the Blue Beetle. So thank you. I can't help but feel that they, Hamad Ass and Ember Prick, wanted to push Jaime in place of Ray Fisher's Cyborg. I said it was Ray Fisher. I love Jaime Reyes, but I worry they are using him to sell Ray C. We can replace you easily. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know about that. I wonder. Another epic video full of granting goodness. Even though not usually a super fan, I am intrigued about Superman and Lois. Was always more of a Green Arrow fan. In fact, I am planning of tattooing my favorite Green Arrow quote from year one by Andy Diggy. It's on my arm. Here it is. All my life, I've climbed over the little guy on my way to the top of the heap, but here, a woman with nothing risked everything to save me. Whether I live for another 60 years or only 6 minutes, I know I'll spend the rest of my life repaying that debt. Green Arrow. That's an awesome line. That's a lot to tattoo. I wonder, is that like it's a paragraph? That's awesome, though. Kishore Raj. Hey, Chris, the DCU Explained video is great and would be interesting to see where the DCU goes from here. But at the moment, everything is up in the air. It'd be interesting to see what Hamada and Toby are trying to establish with the Flash movie. I think they really wanted to do the Flashpoint storyline because things weren't moving along with Henry for a Superman movie. Ben wasn't interested to do Batman, and they somehow wanted to erase what Zack was trying to do initially and pretty much reboot everything. But now that Zack Snyder's Justice League is coming out, I wonder if anything has changed. And I hope the reception and success of Zack Snyder's Justice League does change things. I would love for the Snyderverse to continue separately on HBO Max, but Toby and Hamada most certainly wouldn't want that, especially because they need the same cast for the movies they are planning to do. Let's say Wonder Woman 3 would be a separate movie and not tied to the Snyderverse, and Zack gets to make JL2, which will also have a Wonder Woman. It definitely sounds great to have two different versions of Wonder Woman, but I don't think Toby and Hamada would be too happy about that. Instead of embracing both the versions, they would treat it as like a competition and would just try to outdo what Zack would be doing. It really hurts my head to comprehend how this is all going to boil over, but for now, I'm not going to be thinking about any of this. We're going to get Zack Snyder's Justice League in less than 4 weeks, and I'm looking forward to enjoying the hell out of the movie. We'll see what comes after. Baby steps. Appreciate everything that you do, Chris. Keep rocking. Well, thank you so much for those kind words. Yeah, I agree. At this point, I also kind of see it as a competition. I really do. Michael Serlo Methalier. Hey, Chris, did you watch Superman and Lois? I did. Oh my God, I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to see who Lex is or how Jordan and Jonathan develop their powers, and will they join the Teen Titans in the future? Well, let's not get too far in the future, but I'm really looking forward to see Jordan and Jonathan. Jordan and Jonathan are having their own like Smallville moment, right? Their own Tom Welling Smallville moment. They're learning their powers, they're going through puberty, and all kinds of sorts of stuff happening to them. So that would be the interesting with an overarching story of Superman and Lois, dealing with Lex Luthor and so on and so forth. Check out Superman CW, Chris. I did. Chris, you're going to love it. The Snyder vibes are real. It's got an amazing budget, actually. Spider-Man Home Alone. I like that. It's not the stuff, but that's kind of funny. JF Cadron. Hi, Chris. Imagine a small cameo from Green Arrow, Charlie Hunnam, and Black Canary, Journey Smollett in the Nightmare World. Something small like they are back from a mission and they do a briefing. Ooh, it would be awesome. Can't wait for the March 18th. It will be a beautiful day. That will be super sweet to have them come back on a mission in the Nightmare World. Imagine that. That'd be pretty awesome. Damn, man. Come on, Zack. Get Charlie Hunnam. Will it be? Brandon Hall. The thought of a Blue Beetle movie makes me think of legacy characters. And I would love to see a Watchmen-style take on a JSA film. obviously differentiating from the broader scope of Justice League in a more contained theme, hence the more territorial tag, America. Starting it off in the early days of JSA following World War I, where vigilantes fashioned homemade costumes of thick fabric stitchings out of potato sacks, sheets, and curtains, strong man costumes, and circus garb, and show the gradual growth in sophistication from JSA, featuring the original Blue Beetle, Dan Garrett, passing to the next generation with Ted Kord, Jay Garrick's Flash, Alan Scott's Green Lantern, Minutemen, Wildcat, the Atom, and several other legacy characters deconstructed in a way that shows the decline from the golden years into the late 70s with the JLA. A young John Jones, watching on with apprehension, seeing great things, powerful beings and foes, but none as broadly seen or that could be explained away with the governmental surge in the term conspiracy theory. Not until Man of Steel, Johns being more the Dr. Manhattan of the world, would intervene, but never in his true form. Wonder Woman would also watch as this helps mold her thoughts of humanity and the fallen age of heroes to give more insight into her worldview by BVS and in a way recounting WW84. Offset all of this by an event that would bring Booster Gold from the future to do something that would wipe the slate clean for the world before Man of Steel and the recollection of his generational group would be all but forgotten except by those surviving members who traded their stories for comic books, sci-fi novels, and barroom talk of glory days gone by. Until Man of Steel and other anomalous events around the world prior to it sparked the world's awareness and mind of young Lex Luthor. A film or series that would be produced by Zack and Deborah Snyder, story by all those people right there. Just some ideas. Much love, brother, and always take care. Wow, that's awesome. What are your thoughts on how Zack embraces the fandom on social media? Is it not brilliant marketing? I think Hollywood and other movie studios are taking notice of how Zack teases the fans with visuals, ideas, interviews, and snippets. It's amazing because this style of marketing is 100% cheaper. Imagine movie studios marketing their films without having to barely spend a dime and making the same revenue. Yeah, I mean, that is definitely, it's like, it's what they kind of call, what do you call that? Spreading the word, and that way, instead of actually putting money into it. So yeah, definitely all movies, all projects, they would love to definitely see that, and those make the most profit because it's not utilizing all these marketing dollars to get it out further. The public, the fans, are helping getting it out more than they are. Red Coat Hanger Productions. In regards to my prior comment about Owl City, I mean, if you could pass that along to the Bugman, that would be pretty dope. Bugman. I'd personally love for the Blue Beetle to... do you mean the Big Man or the Bugman? I'd personally love for the Blue Beetle film to make reference to the two classic Beetles, particularly Cord, as you mentioned. Cord was referred to in the BVS publicity. Perhaps Cord mentors our hero, offering his experience as a predecessor. Good. Here's an idea. What if James Gunn's next DCEU film is a Booster Gold film in conjunction with the Blue Beetle film, and who does he cast as Booster Gold? How about Chris Pratt? Yeah, I guess I could see Chris Pratt being a Ted Kord. Yeah, definitely. I don't know if that's what's going to happen, but that's interesting to that's a great fan cast. Darn right, Chris. Future spin-off shows for the Snyderverse being produced by Zack and Deb, directed by others. I myself have ideas in mind for what to do in the Manhunter series and the Lois series. Call me Zack. Actual Spider-Man title revealed, No Way Home. I'm strongly getting the feeling now that Black Canary is the mystery seventh member of Batman's ragtag nightmare team. I guess Zachary Levi changed his tune. Last I heard, he was making fun of the idea of the Snyder Cut. In case there was any clarification needed in my personal breakdown of DC films from the prior video, I was only including films released as of right now. Yeah, me too. I mean, in terms of my own DC is explained, I could have thrown in J.J. Abrams, but I currently, it's still in the development process, and until we see something, then I'll probably have an update to that. But yeah, Black Canary, I wonder. She likes it. She does, she's involving herself. I mean, Imagine if like Michelle Rodriguez all of a sudden shows up because she likes it. I don't know. Okay, Keith, a couple of things I wanted to comment on the last video, but didn't have time with regards to the Vanity Fair article. What if the cameo in Zack Snyder's Justice League is Dwayne The Rock Johnson's Black Adam? It would be a huge surprise that would blow our minds. Everyone will be chomping at the bit for more, and would be a great way to introduce his character. Interesting. The article mentions that Warner Brothers wanted to release the raw footage of his cut in 2019, and I remember thinking to myself that I would have been happy with that, but I couldn't be happier that Zack held out and fought for it. Absolutely, absolutely. Do you think it's possible that HBO Max wrote in an option for JL2 and 3 when they originally worked out the Snyder Cut? I don't know. You know, like I've been thinking about that $70 million, and them putting that much money into a one and done just doesn't seem to make sense to me. I feel like a little bit like that's a lot of faith, right? But they're still waiting for that weekend, right, to see if it works out, or that month or whatever. So we'll see. That's the exciting thing. All right, and this is regards to my Superman Lois series premiere review. That Fleischer suit, though, I need the teams to keep the same energy all season in this pilot, as it was a solid showing. Only complaint is I hope they have other black people in Smallville. So far, one comes off like a dick, and the other is the presumably villain in the series from an alternate Earth. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many people in the Midwest are, you know. I mean, when I went, because we've had factory visits in the Midwest, and Kansas is Midwest, right? But I would see, you know, not a lot of, like, in terms of representation for myself, like I don't see too much Asians. Like when I go into the factory, all the guys in suits, including myself, we were, you know, we all had suits on and stuff like that, the business people. And then when you go into the factory, I do see like my Asian auntie and uncle working in the production line. And I remember looking at them, and they looked at me, and they're like, what are you doing in a suit? Like, what are you shouldn't be like. I almost felt like I should be there helping them out. So and you know, the other factory members, you know, the people in business suits, they weren't quite unsure of me as well. So I could definitely see that, okay, they, you know, I'm not a white guy, you know, I know I'm not a white guy. Why am I at this level of you know, that term of that type of career, and shouldn't I be the one in the factory floor? So I do get to see that, and I think that's just the Midwest. I hardly see any Chinese restaurants and stuff like that. But so like in Superman Lois, you see the construction worker when Superman flies by. That dude is an Asian guy, and then in Chinatown when he falls down, there's an Asian guy in the car. So it's like, oh, there they go. But I don't know if they would put any more or not. George, hi, Chris. Really happy you liked it a lot. Me too. And all the callbacks were great. Did you notice the whiteboard in the Kent household in Metropolis referencing Donner, Siegel, and Schuster? Love that. And Superman's first appearance at the beginning, just like his appearance in the first Action comic cover. Yep. Same color and shape of car. Not happy to see Jeff Johns an executive producer, but going forward, I'm in and looking forward to the next episode. Yeah, I did see that thing in the background, the chalkboard as well. And then, yeah, of course, that first appearance. Red Coat Hanger. It is a shame to see so much bickering among all the different Superman fans, and it happens all the time though on Twitter. I personally am really glad we can get so many different interpretations, but they all have something that connects them. From Man of Steel, Superman 76, the animated series, to this now, it's all a story about a remarkable symbol of hope with just a little bit of a different flavor to it. Yeah, to me, I like I'm thinking this is a Superman that is farther in the future. Like, he's settled down and everything. This is past the original, you know, Christopher Reeve Superman, even Man of Steel. Like, this is like over 24 years after that, you know, in my mind. Okay, one of the most annoying tropes writers tend to use with Superman is the idea of him being eternally young or aging slower than humans. Why do I hate it so much? For one simple question: what about Lois? If she doesn't get that same youth herself, that means she gets older and older while he stays young, eventually dying of old age, while he stays vigorous and middle-aged at most. Of course, most of the time when Clark is established as eternally young or whatever, the writers are shippers of Supes and Wonder Woman. So can we assume that this ad issues addressed in addressed and solved in the show. I don't think it matters much, but it does kind of show, like Lana was saying, that, you know, you haven't aged a day. And, you know, obviously that may be the case. Sorry. I don't know if they're going to tackle that at all, you know, to be quite honest, Eric. I was totally shocked, Chris, mind blown for a CW show. Yeah, I mean, that's the cool thing about this, is that it doesn't feel like a CW show. And I think it's the way it's shot, the cinematic of it, and the way it's done. It felt like not exactly a theatrical movie, but it could almost be a streaming movie, like a movie you find on Netflix or something. That type of, you know, quality to it, which really shocked me. It actually made me very interested. So it's very different from a CW show. In fact, if you don't like the CW shows, you may actually like this one, because it's not like any of the CW shows at all. That blue heat vision really irks you, huh? It does. I'm sorry. It does irk me. It needs to be red. Every time when I was trying to get through Supergirl and I couldn't anymore, that blue heat vision, just like, oh, why is it blue? Why? So yeah. So when it comes to Superman, I have pet peeves. You know, honestly, a lot of pet peeves. All right, well, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you absolutely love this daily dose of entertainment news and content, please click the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, get a shirt down below, keep this hot dog light on, and I'll see you next time. Bye.